Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at Black Clover chapter 86, The Flames of Hatred. Now, with the absence of One Piece and probably other chapters, this has released early. I really like when that happens, mainly because it allows me to review it straight away rather than delaying it till the next day, because if it happens outside of 10 PM UK time, I can't do it within my schedule. I have to do it the following day. So for those that like this review, if you find that you can find this series before 10 PM, a link, send it to me. Thank you, Leo, for doing that this time. I was aware of it, but thank you very much anyway. You do it on a regular basis, and I thank you for that. Anyway, I want to break this down as a summary first, and then break it down, I should say. I will do a 5-point review, but I need to say, brilliant chapter. Had me worried for a second. Plenty of revelations, lots to talk about, and a theory at the end for the 5-point, or maybe 2. Without further ado, let's get into it. Point number 1, the elements, the elementals. I am a big fan of the elementals. I really enjoyed that element of magic in this world, in this story. For the longest of times, I've been wanting to know more about them. We found out about the Sylph, now we found out about the Salamander. There's 2 more out there. I really like that they're out there. So number 1, we find out a few things. First of all, the claw of the Salamander's attack, that was amazingly powerful. We also get Vanessa's input saying that it is the strongest attack among the 4 elementals. And we also find out that they're bodies of mana. I don't know if this was mentioned before, but it's really brought to our attention this time out. And the fact that Asta can cut it. This leads me to believe it is possible for him to use those attacks against them, because he has the ability with one of his swords to absorb mana, to use it to reflect it. So I really enjoyed that. Now, with it having the strongest attack, leads me to believe the strongest range will be with the Sylph. Possibly the best healing will be with the water elemental, and I'm guessing the best defense will be the earth or rock type of elemental. That's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of that analysis, but that's just my thought as it has been revealed so far for point number 1. Now, point number 2, the Talk no Jutsu. It's been a meme and a parody and a joke for a lot of the Naruto diehards, and it's not a play on Naruto. Naruto was one of my favorite series. I really enjoyed it, and I understood that in some situations fighting isn't always everything, and you need to talk to your enemy to understand the situation. But this had me worried. I didn't want this to be a series that was Naruto-esque in that regard. I wanted it to be a series that, okay, you can talk it out, but I don't want that to be like the secret weapon. I can talk to anybody and make them my friend. I like the idea of having that type of charisma, but I don't like the idea of it defeating many of the powerful enemies. But we were saved in this. I think the idea behind the initial talking was that this is going to be an ability later on, and I guess this is more to do with the political element of characters and being able to talk and create bonds and relationships. We did not get that. That's a good thing, because we find out some of the motivations of Fana, the hater. Now, it was interesting that again we got a flashback and they're talking about humans like they're not humans. Leads me to believe they're demons, which is why she has a third eye. Also, was she from the same clan as Vet? It may be the case, because the exact same flashback type happened. They trusted a human, they were betrayed by a human. Why are humans betraying the demons? Is this the same human? Is there another story? Is there another half to the story? We really don't know. All we know is one side of the story, that humans, or this human, attack these demons. Is it a type of purge that happened back in the day? Is it like a Salem witch hunting situation? It's hard to decipher why this is happening, but this will be revealed later on down the line. I have a theory, I will talk about that, but it's really interesting that their motivations are exactly the same, and the flashback was exactly like Vet's. Betrayals by humans, hatred for humans, it makes sense. Point number 2. Point number 3, the third eye and its application. Now this again is interesting to me, because it wasn't like a last chapter review or the chapter review before that I mentioned that I wanted Fana to stay alive so we could see the full power of the Salamander. Not necessarily for plot purposes, not necessarily for, I want her to be a good person, not for her to be alive for any other reason, but I wanted to see the full power of Fana Salamander. We also had a conversation, me and a subscriber who makes comments, Leo, thought it would actually be a good idea if he did get defeated that it got passed on to Leo. Leo being wanting to be a person that's becoming the Sorcerer Emperor. I would love to see that. Also, what I would love to see is a battle between 4 elemental users and how it all comes into play. I really enjoy that element of it. As you can see, I keep talking about it. But now, the crazy elements of the third eye. She flips out. The crystal on her eye, where the eyes come from, is destroyed. The third eye is unleashed. What happens? Blazing flames of hatred. And the Salamander's size and power increases. It's now full size, I'm imagining, or close to full size. And its power has gone through the roof. It's been known to be as powerful as a whole army. Imagine how powerful it is with the third eye augmenting that ability. It is crazy. Point number 3, bare pick, bare hype, so excited. Let's move on to point number 4. Point number 4. You can tell I'm excited about the whole thing. I've just read it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for next week. But I want to talk about Asta's strategy, his mind, his brain. He's been shown to be a bit of an idiot in comparison to Yuno. I think that's more to do with the fact that Yuno is a genius than him being like really slow, not that smart, because we see time and time again there are elements of Asta that show he's actually a quite intelligent dude. The fact that he analyzes his enemy, the fact that he's looking at other means other than fighting, shows me that there's something more to Asta psychologically, mentally, intellectually, that he's got loads of room to grow, and he's actually a more diverse, more complex individual who can be something in the future. So let's break that down. Number 1, he wanted to talk. The fact that he wanted to understand the hatred, or why there's that understanding that they need to be hated or bloodshed, shows me he looks at the bigger picture to a certain degree. It might not see it completely, but he's working towards that. So I like that character development for Asta. Number 2, analysis. So point 2 of point 4, I guess, is the fact that he analyzed the enemy. Now he compared himself or herself, Fana, to Vet. So Vet was stronger, I believe. He was faster, and he's been said to have been able to detect chi. This happened twice. The big battle with Vet where he was defeated, and earlier on in the temple where he was able to break Yami's sword, and Yami gave him grief about breaking his sword and about being expensive. That I found was interesting. That leads me to believe among the 3 there will be characters that have more some type of attribute, and you know, others will have other types. For example, Vet is a physical dude. I think Fana's more raw power, raw mana, and destructive fire, as you know. I'll get onto points later on, but I just really like that. The final thing with that is he's got a secret move. The problem with that is we don't know when he's developed this. Has he always had this? Is there any reason why he didn't use this on Vet? Or are we going to get this explained next chapter, explain where he's got this from, how he's developed it, and what it really is? I'm really excited about it. I want to find out. It could be a number of things. It could be the fact that he's going to use a Salamander's ability against him. It could be the fact that he's going to use his power to absorb, to literally nullify the attack. Could it be that he's looking to evolve his sword using that ability? There's so many things we can discuss. I don't want to get this point to carry on too much longer. So many things that we can go through. I'd like you to discuss that in the comment section below. I openly encourage it. Let's move on to point number 5, a bit of theory. So point number 5 has two theories to it. I like to theorize because these ideas come to fruition sometimes. Plus it just gets you to think. So you might not agree with the theory, but it might trigger something as a viewer, as a reader, about something else. One of your own theories. I openly encourage any theories in the comment section below. Let's talk about the theories now. Number 1, or point A of point 5, Asta. Now, there's been time and time again we've been told he's charismatic and people around him feel safe. Again, we're told in this chapter that we don't feel fear or don't fear defeat when he's around. Remember, there was a conversation, something that Vet said that about despair. Vet the despair felt despair when he was fighting against Asta. The demon side of him kind of seemed to be quite prevalent there. It made me go back and read and see when his sword was revealed, there was a demon in the background. So the idea is, in my mind, that potentially the reason why you don't feel fear is because Asta will be fear personified in the near future. He will become so powerful or so influential that his abilities or his developing abilities will be the real life embodiment of fear. That's theory number one. How that expands, God knows. But that is brilliant. That's just something that, if that came to be, would be amazing. It might not come to be, but it's possible. Anyway, second part, Liar. I keep going back to Liar because for some reason he seems to be a deeper character than Vet and Fana. Here's why. Why is he called the Liar? Now we know why Vet is called the hatred because, Fana is called the hatred because she literally hates everything. She wants to destroy everything. We know why Vet was the beast and despair, because literally fighting him made you despair. Why is he called Liar though? Now this leads me to believe a few different things. A, he copies abilities. B, he can change his appearance. C, he might not be the most truthful guy in the world. What if, hear me out now, what if he was the one that pretended to be human and he was the one that betrayed the demon clan? What if it was him all along? That would be crazy. It does not explain his motivation. That is a plot hole to that theory. But what if it was him all along? That's why Vet was defeated first. That's why Fana might be defeated next. Maybe that's why we're saving him to the last. Also, it could be that he's infiltrated the kingdom a lot further than we think, and that's why maybe they're saving him for later. Also, on his abilities, I believe, much like the whole thing with Naruto, we have the Byakugan, we have the Rinnegan, we have the Uchiha eyes. I believe his third eye would be practically illusions. So to the ability where he can change so much that you don't even know what you're seeing, that he makes your eyes lie to you, that you think something else is going on and really something else is going on, and he's in your brain, he messes with you psychologically. For some reason I just think that's what he's like. Anyway, loads of stuff happened, loads of things that we can theorize about. Brilliant chapter, loved it. I am loving Black Clover. When are we going to get it animated? We're close to 100 chapters. I know there's something coming out, like an OVA type of thing, in the next couple of weeks, months. That's going to be interesting. I really hope that it gets picked up. This is a long review. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the chapter and how the series is going. Please show your support and show me your support by continuing to view, subscribe, share, comment, and spread it with your friends. If you know someone that likes Black Clover, show my channel. Please, I greatly appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, you're more than welcome to subscribe at any point. Any of your opinions are welcomed here, providing you don't troll. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you next time. Peace.